Hey guys, what's going on? So yeah, very frustrating. So I apparently have 28,600 subscribers and I only got 300 views in my last video. Yeah, clearly I'm being messed with. Please join my email list for that reason and my backup pages and social media, which I will list in the links below. Please buy from the Truth or Talk store. And if you have not checked it out yet, my conspiracy release course, I had a list of things I just dropped. Let me see if I can. I'm one of those creepy people. I can pick stuff up with my feet. So anyway, let's see. Paper's a little bit hard, but anyway, what was I gonna say? I'm really disturbed. This is obviously that they're messing with me. I've been at 28,000 subscribers since March at least. And then I'll go back down to 28,500, like they'll take some away. And then the next day I'll go back to 6. So it's like, it seems like I have somebody. I wonder if it's algorithms. I think that they use algorithms to a certain point. And then I also think that if you're not doing what they want you to do, you might even have people that are purposely like monitoring your channel and doing shit just to make you annoyed so you'd leave. But just for the people that are fucking with me, you're gonna have to shut this whole shit down before I leave. I'm just letting you know, all right? So I'm not leaving willingly. I have the right to freedom of speech, and this information that you're trying to, conceal or suppress, it's going to get out anyway. So, I mean, it's just, first, ever since I started talking about all of these subjects about 4 years ago, I've always had limited monetization. I did like a walk away video talking about the Women's March at the beginning of this year. I got over 100,000 views and I only made like $20 on it, according to them at the time. Then, limited monetization. So I wasn't making enough money. I've never made enough money to live off of. At most, I would be getting like, maybe $200 every month or two, or every other month, because you can only make, make money when they pay you out. And when you get $100, you have to get $100 to get, at least $100 to get paid out. If you make less than that, it'll just sit there, okay? So I can't do super chats. My whole channel's been completely demonetized, so I'm not making any money. It's like they're like doing incremental steps just to like, right? So first, limited monetization, completely demonetized. Then there's, when you go sign up for Chute, there's a link that you can put from YouTube that goes to Chute. So when you automatically upload videos from YouTube to Chute, that link's not working now. So all this time I thought I'd been uploading videos to Chute and not really checking on it regularly. And now I realize my videos that I had been uploading, they're not, sometimes I upload, sometimes they won't, but it's not now, but I haven't had issues with that before. So they're messing with that link. They're just taking videos down without me, without my knowledge. I went to send the interview that I did with John Rappaport to somebody, and it was gone off of YouTube. Didn't know. They just took it down. They took some other of my videos down. And then, let me see. It's taking videos down without my knowledge. I just made a list of things. Holding my comments, even my own comments. I've tried to reply to some people, and they're like, hold my comments. Even when I have the button on to allow all comments, and I'll put allow all comments, and I'll put newest first, and I have to toggle and mess with it a few times before it actually take. Even before I release a video, like a lot of times I will pre-record some of my videos for the week, and I'll schedule them, and then I will always have the allow all comments. But when the video releases, now I always have to go check and see if all the comments are being released, and even then they're still holding some comments. Okay, and then on my other videos, holding comments, not releasing comments, deleting comments, okay? Creating, what else did I write? Oh yeah, erasing comments, I said that, right? Yeah, like I said, pretty sure, I probably have more than 28,000 subscribers, because I've been at that for like at least 6 months or more. And I haven't really progressed, but I know that my videos are getting out. So it's just really frustrating. Thank you for all of you guys that signed up for my conspiracy realist course. I will have the next module out by next week. I'm getting good feedback. I'm glad that you guys like it. I hope that, you guys can learn a lot and inspires you to you know, investigate and do research, and it empowers you not to be so confused, and it gives you, you know, the more you know, the less you're able to be manipulated, the more, I don't know, grounded you are, right? So, so the Cal Rittenhouse. So this is a dual video, Cal Rittenhouse. I didn't want to comment it, and I didn't want to comment on the video until I actually saw the video. So I mean, it's obvious it was self-defense. It is obvious, and they're trying to paint him as a white supremacist. This is fucking bullshit. How are you not allowed to defend yourself? Somebody he got hit in the head with a skateboard, okay? And all these people are coming at him, and he's on the ground. Yeah, I'd shoot his ass too. I'd shoot their asses too. This kills me with these people. They think that they can just attack you. These demon ass BLM and Antifa people, they think they can just attack you. They can say shit to you, to say anything, and then when you attack back, now you're a white supremacist. You're a terrible, horrible person when they instigated it. Okay, he was clearly being chased by a mob of people. I'm gonna leave a link to Colin Noir's analysis. That dude is so smooth. Like, he's so professional and so just matter of fact, and he just lays it out so beautifully. Like, I saw that video, and then I saw, you know, that I was like, oh, okay, there are charges against him. And I was like, in my mind, like, F-bombs are flying like locusts in an African field. I was just like, yeah, I can't be calm about that stuff. And I'm thinking about this kid. I remember when I was like 17 was so old, but now I'm older than 17, and I'm like, God, that's so young. They're such babies. Some of my youngest children, when I first started teaching, some of them, my youngest children are probably about 17 years old now. You know, and I think about that. Anytime I think about these teenagers, these kids in these situations, in these riots, whether they are on the mantra side or whether they're being attacked by the monsters, I think of them as my babies. You know, I know they're not my babies, but when you're teaching and you teach kids for a while, you get attached to them. And I've taught kids of all races. I've taught black kids, white kids, Asian kids, white, Jewish, like Latino, like, I mean, all kinds of kids, all throughout the years, okay, all ages. I even taught adults. I had a year where I taught adults. So, you know, I think about this, and I feel so bad for that kid because he's probably scared out of his mind. I don't blame him, but I would have shot their asses too. Kyle, I'm with you. I would have shot their asses too. I'm like, come at me, bro. You fucking hit me in the head with a skateboard, it's fucking over, okay? You put your hands on me, it's fucking over. This is said a lot of, you know, but it's like, and it takes a lot of guts, you know, and he had an interview before that where he was calm, he was cool. He's like, yeah, I'm just here to protect property. Yeah, because people are going out and burning shit down. So, you know, that was very nice of him to do that. That takes guts, you know. I've told this story before, but I was a kid, I was a child in the LA riots, and my dad had a business, and the thing that kept his business from getting burned down was the fact that he had a gun and was able to protect himself. And he didn't have to shoot anybody, he just shot it like in the air, and they saw that he had a gun. They're like, oh snap, we're just gonna go, right? Because the thing about this Black Lives Matter bullshit is that people are like, Black Lives Matter, and then they go and they burn down black businesses, right? And even during the riots, people would put signs that said black owned on them, and allegedly that kept some people away, but still some black businesses got hurt. Didn't really help. I mean, maybe, but you know, you know, my dad, you know, he was like, they were gonna come and steal his shit. You know, they didn't care if he was black or not. There are people with this mentality, and A is part brainwashing, B is part laziness, C is it's a type of, I would say, entitlement, where people, like, I was watching, what's that channel? I think it's John Cove. I'll put it in the links. Or it was John Cole's The Organian. So they have some really good footage of some of the riots and the protests that are going on. And I forgot, I think it was when I was like in Beverly Hills. I was like, what? Beverly Hills? But it was in Beverly Hills. I think it was when I was watching Beverly Hills. And this guy comes up, and he was black. He was like, I built this country. This is my country, blah, blah, blah. And then this white guy comes up, and he's like, you ain't built shit. And they're like going at it. And I'm just like, you know, I'm speaking from what I hear other black people say. So this is the perspective I'm speaking to. So this black guy's like, I built this country. And I'm like, technically, you didn't build shit, okay? Your ancestors built it along with everybody else's ancestors that built this country as well. So you can say, hey, you know, my ancestors were slaves and they were brought here unwillingly, and they built this country, you know, without pay. You can say that, but they're also immigrants. They're also, this is what's so special about this country, is that you have people from all over the world, you know, that have had some kind of hand in making this country go. Whether it was the slaves, you know, and whether it was the Chinese that built the railroads, whether it was some of the, like, the European immigrants that came and built some of the skyscrapers. I mean, I know may be missing something. Whether it was, you know, the people that are illegal that are doing it. I'm like, everybody's kind of building this country from, you know, they have their hand in this country. So for that guy to just be like, this is my country, when this dude hasn't built, like, he said he was a carpenter, but I was like, okay, well, you probably built whatever you're building now, but I mean, like, don't act like you're the only fucking person that had a hand in building this country. And that's why people get mad and shit. And a lot of black people that are screaming and crying about stupid petty shit, microaggressions, have never had to experience real hard, like, racisms. Like, and it's so funny, I did a video about this a few months ago, or maybe it was like a few weeks ago, and I was talking about how I had an uncle that was lynched in Colorado. And like I said, I'm detached from it. I didn't know. My dad knew him, you know. It was when my dad was younger. I don't think I was even born yet, but yeah, I wasn't born yet because it was like in the 60s. So but I mean, like, that's real racism. And this guy, he was actually lynched because he was actually my uncle. He actually had a job, wanted to move to a nice part of Colorado, was making enough money to buy his own house. And they told him to leave, and they didn't want black people in the house. And he was like, no, motherfuckers, this is my place. I work for this. I have my own house. And they suicided him, basically, on his front porch. Like, that's real racism, okay? That's real racism. See, my uncle wasn't asking for handouts. He wasn't asking for the government. He was making his own way, okay? He was making his own way and didn't want anybody to stand in his way. All he wanted to do was live life, but they suicided him now. Now, these people that are crying and shit, that are, like, on welfare, and, you know, my family was on welfare for a while, and Section 8, and we needed it at the time, but believe you me, we didn't stay on that shit. And believe you me, my parents and my family did not encourage that shit. I think, you know, for some people, it's needed. For a certain time, you fall on hard times, that's understandable. Like, especially right now, you know, people are getting unemployment because of this bullshit coronavirus hoax. But, you know, but I mean, don't expect to stay on it. It's the, I mean, we really should be, and we're only really at this point because we have been so detached from nature. Like, nobody knows how to garden, nobody knows how to build things, you know, even a lot of the slaves, which is interestingly ironic that a lot of the slaves, when they were set free, they actually had a lot of skills. Like, black people had a lot of skills back then that they do not have today. And in a sense, they could be more enslaved than after slavery because they're so dependent on the government. And I look at all these people that are, you know, crying and bitching and screaming about racism, yet they're, you know, they're taking GMO food, right? Why would you, if somebody's so racist, right? If this country is so racist, why would you allow them to give you food? Why are you begging for shit for them that they can possibly sabotage or poison? It doesn't make sense, right? So if you really want to be like a, you know, a high and mighty person that, you know, and like defeats racism, one of the best things to be is independent, not dependent. Duh, right? Why would you, like, are you gonna let, if you think somebody's a serial killer, are you gonna, and they invite you over to dinner, are you gonna go, right? How do you know they're not gonna put something in your food, right? All these people are saying these people are hateful, yet they're asking for shit from them. And they're demanding shit from, like, fucking babies, like they're fucking invalids, right? Black people, I'm not an invalid, I'm not a baby, right? And that's, you know, that's one of the things that is interesting, you know, especially this election. I've always had friends of on different sides of the political spectrum, but I never really took the time to dissect and analyze the philosophy of conservatism. And I would always kind of tease my friends that were Republican and look at them sideways, but I just never talk politics. But I never was like, oh, they're a bad person because they're Republican. But I never understood it. And I was like, like most people. When I did my Blacker Than Thou series, where I interviewed a lot of people that were black, or I interviewed a few Latinos and a couple Asian people too. We were all just kind of brainwashed. Oh, you vote for this because this is what you just go. And a lot of people are lazy, overwhelmed, don't know about the country, don't know about politics, don't know about the Constitution, so they just check the box. And I know lots of intelligent people that have written books that have done very intellectual things that still have that mentality where they just go check the box because that's what they're told to do, and they don't really like question it or challenge it. So yes, so Cal Rittenhouse, I am so sorry for that situation. I mean, the victims, yeah, but I don't, honestly, I don't really have as much sympathy for the victims because they were the aggressors and they were attacking him. I actually feel better. I feel bad for him because he's so young, and just to have that on your conscience that you shot somebody, it's terrible. And hopefully these people will think next time before they run up on somebody with a gun, because that's not really smart, right? All these people going around and causing trouble, It just infuriates me to no end. I don't really go out and protest in those situations because I know that it's just a big ball of anger. And people, whether you're pro or con, if you're gonna go and argue and fight with people like that, not counting the people that just happen to be going somewhere and they're caught up in it, but if you're actually going to that situation, you need to be prepared, man. They're just some crazy people. It's the madness, right? And a lot of times when you hate something so much and you're focused on that, you actually end up becoming what you hate, okay? So these people that were attacking him and saying that he was like the white supremacist, and saying that these people were physically attacking him and ganging him, as if a group of Klan members would. As if they're the aggressors. They're the aggressors. They're the people that they think that they were fighting because they have that hate in their heart and that anger in their heart, and that violence in their heart. Doesn't make them any better than the person that they think they were fighting. So anyway, y'all, that's my rant. Kind of long. But yeah, I will be having a live sometime this week. I think I will be doing it in the morning. Yeah. I think I'll be doing it in the morning. I'm not sure when yet. I'll just figure out what's going on within the next couple of days. If you have a question that you would like for me to answer on air, and you can't make it in the morning, it will probably be 9 or 10 in the morning. I'm thinking Friday. I'm not sure yet. I'm thinking Friday like 10 o'clock Central Standard Time. Hopefully I will get some people on the other side of the world. If you are on the other side of the world and awake at that time and you want to call in, email info@truthertalk.com. I will give you the Truther Talks Skype email, and then you can hook up and you can call through Skype so you don't have to pay. I would love to talk to you. I want to know what's going on in different countries. So, all right, guys, that's it. Thank you for your support. Please join my email list. That's the thing I want you to do the most right now. And buy my course, of course. But on the next call in, I will be talking about the course, and then solutions. What are some solutions? I love the Christian. Last time I did a show, he's like, let's just start talking about things that we can do. So I'm down. One of the solutions is having a course to educate people. So I'll be talking about that, probably doing every live, because I'm trying to sell it. This month is gonna be $40, and then next month it'll be $80. Which is actually $8 a module, which there's gonna be 10. Now it's like $4 a module. So like I said, if you're broke as fuck, get like 8 friends together, put your money together and buy it. Or if you're balling hard, buy it for 8 friends, right? I appreciate your support, and I will talk to you soon. All right, guys, peace and love. Bye-bye. Mwah.